Welcome to Fun with Annuities with your host, me, Stan the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent. Can annuities be fun? Can contractual guarantees be fun? Absolutely they can. Find out the brutal facts about annuities with no sales pitches or high-pressure nonsense. Just the brutal and factual annuity truth, which is all you need to hear. Let's have some fun with annuities, and let's have that fun start right now. Hey, this is Stan the Annuity Man, and welcome to Fun with Annuities. Today we're going to talk about another product type called a Deferred Income Annuity, also called a DIA, and a lot of people in the industry or the pundits or the financial journalists call it a longevity annuity because it's all for your longevity. It's a lifetime income stream that you cannot outlive. So Deferred Income Annuity, and like with all product types, I like to start with the limitations and then tell you about the benefits because you need to know both, right? It's not all sizzle. Let's talk about the steak. So with that being said, the limitations of a deferred income annuity are very similar to an immediate annuity. If you listen to my podcast on single premium immediate annuities, SPIAs, SPIAs, the DIA, deferred income annuity, is the cousin of an immediate annuity because it's the exact same structure. The difference is just how long you defer the product for income, meaning when do you want the income stream to turn on. With an immediate annuity, it's between 30 days and 13 months from a deferred income annuity. And once you go to 13 months, and it can go as far out as 45 years or more, you can defer the income start date. But with that being said, the limitations is there's a very limited liquidity. Once again, there's some DIAs that offer that liquidity, but when annuity companies give things away, they don't do it for free, they take something away. So they have the big buildings for a reason, they have the big logos on the plane for a reason. So typically, the majority of the time, if they have a liquidity offering within the DIA, they're probably lowering the payment in most cases. The other limitation for a deferred income annuity is there's no accumulation value, meaning that, okay, Stan, I want to do a deferred income annuity. I want to defer for 5 years. During that 5-year time period, there's no trackable interest rate. There's no market attachment. If you have you get your money back structure, if you die, I want a lifetime income stream, but if I die before the income stream turns on, I want all my money back. You can structure it like that. You're going to get your premium back. There's no accrued interest. However, annuity companies do reward you for allowing them to hold on to the money. So the longer you allow them to hold on to the money, the more they're going to enhance the payout. But for your investors out there that can't get out of the investor mindset and understand that annuities are contracts, not investments, this one might drive you crazy. This might be a limitation you can't overcome because you always want to see growth, even though you haven't seen it on a lot of investments. It's just the way it is. It's the product. So there's no trackable accumulation value. There's no market growth attachment or anything like that. If you want that, then don't buy an annuity of any type. If you're looking for market type returns, regardless of what you hear or been shown on a hypothetical, or theoretical, or back tested, whatever, do not buy an annuity. Annuities are contracts. They were not set up for market growth. Yes, there's arguments for no load variable annuities, but we'll get to that. But in essence, I think still, if you want true market growth, I think you should go outside the annuity culture, outside the annuity product offering. The payments, and this could be a limitation or benefit, whatever you want, the payments are primarily based on your life expectancy at the time of the payment, and the secondary pricing mechanism are interest rates. They're not primary. Interest rates are not the primary pricing mechanism of deferred income annuities or immediate annuities. Understand that. Lean in, listen, because everyone's trying to time interest rates. With these products, it's life expectancy. That drives the train. And then there's, from a confinement care standpoint, and those type of little whistles and bells, these don't have them, okay? So limitations are, limited liquidity, no accumulation value, no market growth. The payments are based on life expectancy. Common sense things. So, it goes back to, if it sounds too good to be true during the sales pitch, it is every single time with an annuity. That's the limitations of the deferred income annuity. Now, the benefits is there's no annual fees. It's very simple and efficient. Future income. It's a pension, future pension, if you want to call it that. It can be used in an IRA, a non-IRA, a Roth, anything. It can be used in any of those accounts. Obviously, those accounts are tax structures, so it depends on what you put it in and how the income is going to be taxed. In a non-IRA account, the tax preferential treatment is that it's a return of principal plus interest. All annuity payments are. So you're not going to pay taxes on the principal, just the interest. In a Roth, it's tax-free, obviously. In an IRA, it's all taxable because you've been deferring. And we'll talk about IRAs as well. There's some limitations on, how far out you can defer. These things are customizable. You can customize the structure, lifetime income payout. You can do it for a period certain. You could do a combination of that. You can add a spouse. You can add a family member, etc. You can also add a cost of living adjustment rider or a CPIU, Consumer Price Index, increase to the income stream, which sounds fantastic on surface, except the annuity companies never give anything away. If you do that, they're going to lower the payment. So if you said, hey, run a quote for me with a COLA and without a COLA is going to be higher lifetime income guarantee. The one with a COLA, cost of living adjustment increase, is going to be lower, and it's going to take some years for it to make up for the one that is static, a payment that's going to be the same. That doesn't mean it's better or worse. That's just reality. You already own the best inflation annuity on the planet. It's called Social Security, right? Annuity companies don't give anything away like politicians. Politicians write checks with their mouth that their rear ends can't cash. Annuity companies don't do that. And with all annuities, the commissions are built into the product. So you're never going to see it. I don't like that. I wish that was different, but it is what it is. They're low for deferred income annuities as compared to some of the other complex products out there just because it's efficient. It's easy to understand. It's transparent. No offense to 9-year-olds, but you can explain it to a 9-year-old. And I always say, if you can't explain the annuity purchase to a 9-year-old, then don't buy it. I think Warren Buffett would probably nod his head to that one, right? So let's talk about, and by the way, I'm going through this outline holding the Deferred Income Annuity Owner's Manual in my hand. I've written a series of annuity owner's manuals on every product. And it's the best outline in the world for a podcast because I've already done it. I've already written it. And I would encourage you to go to my site at theannuityman.com and get your copy. I'll send it to you for free. I won't call you. I won't bug you. I won't have an associate bug you. We won't show up at your door. We'll send it to you, leave you alone. And if you want a quote, let us know. So theannuityman.com, go get it. I encourage you. It's 55 pages long. You have that time to read it. So you'll hear pages flip probably because I'm sitting here kind of flipping through, making sure I'm covering the points I want to cover. But in essence, deferred income annuities solve for what I call income later, meaning you need income at a later date. There's two products that do that. It's a deferred income annuity and income riders. We'll talk about income riders in another podcast, and we'll certainly dive into income later strategies on future podcasts as well. But those are the two types. So if you say, hey, Stan, please quote me, I need income to start in 7 years or 10 years, we're going to show you deferred income annuity quotes, and we're also going to show you income rider quotes. And then we'll explain the benefits and limitations of both, and you can make a decision what makes sense for you. In essence, a deferred income annuity is what I call a non-correlated asset. It has nothing to do with the market, and it's really a transfer of risk pension for the future that you can depend on. And I like that. I like knowing to the penny. I'm a planner, and a lot of you out there are nodding your head, and yeah, I'm a planner too. I want to know to the penny what I'm going to be able to get, period. So it's a transfer risk based on your life expectancy. So I don't know the ROI. I don't know the return on investment until you die. So there's no ROI till you die. When you die, as I say in previous podcasts, I'll go to your funeral. I'll sing a very good song with no backing. I'll just get up there and sing it and work in your ROI in the song. But up until then, it's a transfer of risk that either you will not be able to outlive or your spouse, if you did it joint. Here's the good part about deferred income annuities I love, and annuities in general that you can structure with a spouse, is when you pass away, the income stream continues uninterrupted and unchanged for that spouse's life as well. And then you can also add a guarantee that when your spouse dies, whatever's left in the account does not go to the evil annuity company. It goes to your listed beneficiaries. A lot of people say, well, I would never buy an annuity, Stan, because when I die, that company keeps the money. That's one of about 30 ways to structure it. Now, that's called life only. You can structure it life only. And by the way, that would be the highest payout because you're shouldering some of that risk. But if you say, hey, I've worked really hard for my money. I don't want anybody to keep it but my family, but yet I still want a lifetime income stream guarantee, we can do that. Understand that they will accept that risk, pay you for the rest of your life, regardless of how long you live. But if you die early, 100% of the money can be structured to go back to your beneficiaries, either in a lump sum or in a payment form. I always tell people, structure it so they're getting a payment. They're going to show up to your funeral in a Ferrari anyway. You just want to make them payments on it instead of, using the lump sum to buy it. That's a joke. You can laugh now. But that is true. Sometimes you want to handcuff those beneficiaries. I know with my daughters, they're lovely and wonderful and smart, but they would buy the Ferrari. So we'll have them making payments when my Learjet hits the mountain. So in the income later scenario, which is better, a deferred income annuity or an income rider? Well, the first thing, remember the two questions you always ask. So buy an annuity, what do you want the money to contractually do? Not hypothetical, theoretical, or projected or back tested. What do you want the money to contractually do? And when do you want those contractual guarantees to happen and start? It really comes down to the highest number. So if the income rider has the highest guarantee on an income later quote, then we're going to look hard at that, right? If a deferred income annuity has it, then we're going to go through the benefits and limitations of that. We're also going to go through the taxation of the income stream, depending on what account type you're using, IRA, traditional IRA, Roth IRA, non-IRA. But you can quote it a couple ways. You can say, hey, Stan, I've got X amount of dollars, got $200,000. I want you to, how much money, how much income can me and my spouse get starting in 5 years? Or you can say, in 5 years, I know that we're going to need an extra $4,000 a month. So how much money would it take for me to put in right now to guarantee $4,000 a month 5 years from now? We can do that as a reverse engineered quote. So, the longer you wait, the higher the payment, because the older you're going to be, and the longer you rely on the annuity company to keep the money and hold on to the money. So we do it a couple of ways. So again, the quotes are customizable with all of this. And so I like deferred income annuities and immediate annuities and those type of products because they're very, very simple. They're transparent. They're easy to understand. The number you see, it's very, very simple, and simple is good, in my opinion, when you're looking at annuities. Understand there's no fees with a deferred income annuity. Commissions are built in. You never see it and paid to the agent by the carrier. But compared to the complex products out there, they're much, much lower. And understand also, people always say, well, how do I address inflation? What do I do? There's really not any good answers. As I say all the time, there's no good answers to annuities in a lot of cases, but there really are a lot of bad sales pitches out there, right? Everyone's going to say, oh, well, my annuity can address inflation. Crap. That's a bunch of crap. Yes, you can attach a cost of living adjustment increase or a CPIU increase, but the annuity company is going to lower the payment. I always tell people there's really no perfect inflation product out there that addresses it, because it's a moving target, and annuity companies don't price moving targets. They price life and death, and they know when you're going to die based on how old you are, etc. So the other thing too, you got to remember this is you can also ladder these things. And a lot of times people come to me and say, I want to put $500,000 in a deferred income annuity. After we talk a while, it might make more sense to do $100,000 a year for 5 consecutive years and then laddering that start date. Because really the best way to attack inflation is to have income starting in intervals, have it start at age 70 and 72 and then 75 and then 77. So we like laddering things when it's appropriate. Sometimes it's appropriate to do the lump sum. Sometimes it's appropriate to do the ladder. It all comes down to allocation of proportion, and there's no perfect scenario for people to, hey, Stan, what's the percentage I need to put in annuities? There's no perfect answer, just bad sales pitches. Hey, Stan, is it better to ladder or lump sum? It depends on the conversation that we have in your specific situation and what you're trying to achieve. Understand that a deferred income annuity also has a sister product called a QLAC, which is a qualified longevity annuity contract, QLAC. It's a deferred income annuity that can only be used inside of your IRA. We'll talk about that and delve into it deeply in another podcast, but I want you to know that you'll hear deferred income annuity, DIA, you'll hear QLAC out there. Same product, same structure, just different rules on how you use it. Deferred income annuity can be used in a Roth, a non-Roth, a non-IRA, and a traditional IRA up to age 70 and a half. Once you pass age 70 and a half, when the income stream is going to turn on, not buying it, but when you say, I need the income stream to turn on past age 70 and a half, then we're going to be looking at a QLAC. And that's just the rules that are out there. But I don't want to get caught too much in the weeds, but a QLAC is a deferred income annuity, period. So one of the things that drives me a little bit crazy out there under my will do, not might do mantra, will do, not might do is contractual guarantees. You buy an annuity for the will do, the contractual guarantees, not the might do, which is the hypothetical and theoretical and projected, back tested, agent, hopeful scenarios you see at the Bad Chicken Dinner seminars and some proliferating on the internet where people are, it looks too good to be true. Unfortunately, most of those people are not even showing people a quote from a deferred income annuity. So in other words, in an income later quote, they're only showing a variable annuity with an income rider or indexed annuity with an income rider. I'm saying show them all. Show them all and quote them all. I don't do variable annuities just because I don't think you need it, in my opinion. This is Stan the Annuity Man, licensed in all 50 states, arguably the number one annuity agent in the country. But if you need market growth, you don't need an annuity. And typically the attached riders we talk about are not competitive with the same riders on a fixed annuity. So we just stay in the fixed world because it's simple and easy to understand, et cetera. So remember, on the customization of the quotes, when you call us to get a quote, or you go into our system at theannuityman.com and sign up for a quote, we can quote anything you want. We can do it life only. We can do it life with a period certain. We can do it joint life with installment refund, cash refund. There's a myriad of ways to structure it. You just have to answer the questions on how you want your money to work. So that's important. And you have to remember, buying a deferred income annuity is similar to buying an immediate annuity. It's like buying a plane ticket. You punch in the numbers, and then you look at the carriers. And by the way, the quotes are good for 7 to 10 days. I say annuity quotes are like a gallon of milk. They spoil. You have to requote them in 7 to 10 days, which is fine. And you have to lock them in and start the paperwork to get that quote. You just can't lock them in and say, well, I'm thinking about it. No, you got to lock them in and get going, because they need that paperwork in order to lock in that quote. And you have to understand, you can't time any of this. I mean, there's no way to time interest rates. If you're timing interest rates, you're missing the point, because the primary pricing mechanism of a deferred income annuity is what? It's your life expectancy. Okay? It's not interest rates. Interest rates play a secondary role in the pricing. So you have to understand that. So people that always say, well, I'm just going to wait on interest rates. Well, you're missing the point there, Chester. Okay? It's life expectancy. The older you are, the higher the payments, because the less life expectancy you have, which means the less projected payments you have. It's really that simple. You either want to transfer risk or you don't. You either want a lifetime income stream or you don't. You can't time it. Either the contractual guaranteed amount fits or it does not, but you can't time it. So what we'll do to close all this is kind of go through a few frequently asked questions. And I would encourage you to also go to theannuityman.blog. You can get there through theannuityman.com. And theannuityman.blog has me blogging and writing on everything, because I do write. I'm a writer. I publish books, but I write all the time. But I have a lot of frequently asked questions on there where I answer them. You can actually see the question, hit play, and you can hear my lovely voice answer the question. You can also replay the podcast, etc. But some of the questions that I get all the time, and these might be repetitive because I'm at the back of the book that you should get, the DIA Owner's Manual. Is a longevity annuity and a deferred income annuity the same thing? Yes, they are the same thing. Longevity annuity is a phrase that journalists like to use because it sounds cool, I guess. But deferred income annuity solves for longevity, which is outliving your money, right? It's a transfer of risk. The annuity company's on the hook to pay you regardless of how long you live. A lot of people ask me how many carriers offer deferred income annuities. I'm going to just ballpark it between 15 to 25, but you got to quote them all. You got to see who's got that, because sometimes a carrier will be number one for a couple months, and then they will have met some of their capital raising goals, and they won't be high again. So you can't say, hey, Stan, I want X, Y, and Z company. That's a myopic way to go into it. You would never go buy a plane ticket like that unless you're trying to build points, which is not smart. You buy it for the best price and the best value. A lot of people use these deferred income annuities to handcuff their wandering ambiguities of children that are out there that don't seem that they can pull it off. So, you can use it for that as well. Understand that there's no accumulation value, which might drive you crazy, but they do enhance the payout the longer that the annuity company will enhance the payout the longer you let them hold on to the money. If you die before the payments start, does the money go poof? Only if you structure it life only. If you structure it life with a period certain or life with installment refund and cash refund, you can make sure that money goes to your beneficiaries and the evil annuity company does not keep a penny. With a deferred income annuity, it can be structured so that and we do this with 99% of them unless people tell us not to, if you die before the income starts, 100% of that money goes back to your beneficiaries. The annuity company does not keep it. That's a fallacy. A lot of people, say, well, the annuity company's going to keep the money when I die. That's just dumb. And it's not the person's fault for being dumb. It's just the fact that there's some really bad information out there and a lot of misinformation, ironically, from the financial journalists, et cetera, that really don't understand annuities. One of the reasons this podcast is happening is there's a need for it. There's a need for the truth about these without some veiled sales pitch, right? You might not need an annuity after you do all the research, get a quote, read my books, etc. And that's good. Remember, you can buy this type of annuity inside of an IRA, inside of a Roth, inside of a non-IRA, a non-qualified account. There's no annual fees. The commissions are paid by the annuity company to the agent. You never see it. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it is what it is. And they're low compared to those complex products that everyone's trying to jam down your throat. People always continue to ask about that, inflation and COLAs and increases. Everybody wants the perfect product, right? And if you ask enough agents, they'll tell you they have it. They don't. There's no perfect product. They all have limitations. Remember, if you attach a cost of living adjustment increase, the annuity company is going to lower the payment. It's just real simple. If you want to look at that, then let's quote both with and without a cost of living adjustment increase. Okay? And you can see how they price it. It's math. Remember, annuities are math. This is real simple stuff. Don't make it complex. That's about it. In essence, they are immediate annuities that you can defer. One last thing is you can add money to a deferred income annuity. In other words, let's say, hey, Stan, let's buy this 5-year deferral. Let's defer it for 5 years, a deferred income annuity. And then let's say year 3, you say, hey, Stan, I think I'm going to add money to that. Okay, let's add some money. You can do that. But what I would do, because I'm always doing it for will do, not might do, highest contractual guarantees, I would go out into the marketplace. I would quote everything again for that additional money to see if it made sense to buy a new DIA or if it made more sense to add money to the DIA that you have. So we're not just going to carte blanche say, yeah, okay, go ahead and add it. We're always going to be shopping for the highest contractual guarantee because that's all I care about. I don't do hypotheticals, theoreticals, back-tested, projected, pie in the sky, unicorn chasing the butterflies stuff. I do contractual only. So whatever the contractual guarantees are, that's what I'm shopping for, and that's what I'm shopping for the highest. So with that being said, a couple things. Make sure you get my owner's manual, Deferred Income Annuity Owner's Manual. Go to my site, theannuityman.com, and get it. I'll send it to you for free. No obligation. No one's going to call or show up at your doorstep. I would encourage you to go get a quote at theannuityman.com. We'll send you the quote on income later. You can look at it. Once again, no obligation. We won't bother you. We will treat you like a professional. And remember that. Annuity, there's never an urgency to buy an annuity. You have to understand these products 100% and make your decision on your time frame. So with that being said, I appreciate you joining me, and I hope you join me again as we keep digging into the annuity topics and the annuity products, and hopefully you'll learn something and you'll understand these products better so you can make an informed decision. I am Stan, the Annuity Man, and thanks for listening to Fun with Annuities. See you next time. Thanks for listening to Fun with Annuities. Please hit the subscribe button and make sure to go to my site at theannuityman.com, where you can run your own SPIA, DIA, and QLAC quotes and see a live feed of the best MIGA fixed rates in the country, and even get indexed and income rider quotes as well. You can also sign up for my 6 Annuity Owner's Manual books, and I'll ship them for free and under no obligation. I also encourage you to schedule a one-on-one call with me, Stan the Annuity Man, so we can have a full discussion of your specific situation. It will be the best brutally factual and truthful advice you will ever get, and that's one guarantee you should definitely take advantage of. So join me next time for the #1 annuity podcast on the planet, Fun with Annuities.